Dear students, today we are going to conduct our last class of maxima and minima. So today is your session number 6, and in today's class I am going to discuss with you some of the important examples of NCERT book. Actually, this topic, the application of maxima minima, is the most important topic of your chapter number 6, as we always get a question from this topic in board exam. So I am going to discuss with you one or two questions of miscellaneous exercise and some solved examples in this session. Now I am going to discuss with you question number 18th of miscellaneous exercise. This is a very important question from examination point of view. So in this question we have to show that height of the cylinder of greatest volume that can be inscribed in a right circular cone of height h and semi-vertical angle alpha is 1/3 of the cone, and the greatest volume of cylinder is 4/27 pi h cube tangent square alpha. So students, you can see here in this question we are given a cylinder which is inscribed in a right circular cone, and what is given here, we are given the semi-vertical angle of the cone, that is, it is a constant quantity. Alpha is given to be a constant quantity, and height of the cone is again a constant quantity, and we have to maximize the volume of the cylinder. Show that height of the cylinder of maximum volume, greatest volume. So volume of the cylinder to be maximized, and what we have to prove, that height of the cylinder is 1/3 of the cone. That means what I will show, that height of the cylinder is 1/3 of height of the cone. Now let me suppose that let h, r, alpha are the height, radius and semi-vertical angle of cone. This is the height of the cone. This is the radius of the cone which I have taken r, and this is the semi-vertical angle which was given in the question to be taken as alpha. Now let me suppose that let x is the radius of the cylinder and y is the height of the cylinder. Okay. So now let me see what is the relationship between r and h here. R is the radius of the cone and h is the height of the cone. Now clearly from this diagram, that means in this right triangle AOQ, I can see that radius upon height will be equal to tangent alpha. I am talking about this right triangle, this whole right triangle. So in this, what is the opposite side to alpha? It is r, and what is the adjacent side? It is h. So r upon h is tangent alpha, which shows that r is equal to h tangent alpha. Now clearly students, h is a given constant quantity, alpha is again a given constant quantity. So h into tangent alpha, that is r, will also be a constant quantity. So now we are three constant quantities here, r, h and alpha. Now I am considering the right triangles. I am taking here two right triangles. One is triangle ABD, this smaller triangle A, B and D, this triangle, and then the larger triangle, this one, that is AOQ. I will just show that this triangle is similar to this triangle AOQ. Now how they are similar? Angle A is their common angle. Then angle ABD, this is equal to 90 degrees. Also angle AOQ is 90 degrees. So both are 90 degrees. So they are equal to each other. So by angle criteria, triangle ABD will be similar to triangle AOQ, which shows me the result that their ratio of their corresponding sides will be equal. Now which will be corresponding sides? AB will be proportional to AO, and this will be equal to BD upon OQ. This is my result. Now I will substitute the values of all these line segments. Now what is the value of AB? Now this is H and this part is Y. I have to find this part, AB. So it will be H minus Y. Now what is my AO? AO is equal to H. Now what is BD? BD is equal to X. And what is OQ? It is equal to R. So I got the result that H minus Y upon H is equal to X upon R. So by simplifying it, I will find the value of Y. So shifting H to the right side. So H minus Y will be equal to HX upon R, which gives me the result that Y is equal to H minus Hx upon R, which gives me the result that Y is equal to, I am taking H upon R as common. So naturally it will be R minus H upon R is common. Here H is common. I have taken R also common. So here R will be multiplied. R minus X. So I mark this as result number 2. That is value of Y is H upon R into R minus X. Now as I have to maximize the volume of the cylinder, so let us form the function of the volume. So volume of cylinder is pi x square y, as it is pi r square h. Now radius is x and height is y. Now let me convert it into a single variable by substituting the value of y from result number 2. So it is pi x square h upon r into r minus x, which is giving me the result pi hr. Now pi hr, all three are constants. So I will multiply x square by this equation. It is rx square minus x cube. So now this is my function of volume in variable x, and I am marking it as result number 3. So for applying the second derivative test, I have to differentiate it with respect to x. So now what is v dash x? It is pi h upon r, which is 2rx minus 3x square. R being a constant quantity will be written like as it is, and derivative of x square is 2x. Now I will put f v dash x is equal to 0, which implies pi h upon r 2rx minus 3x square is equal to 0, which implies 2rx minus 3x square is equal to 0. Taking x as common, 2r, that is making factors of this expression. So x into 2r minus 3x is equal to 0. So what will be the values of x then? So either x is equal to 0 or x will be equal to 2r upon 3. Actually 2r minus 3x is 0, which means x is equal to 2r upon 3. Now I have to reject this value because what was actually my x? X was the radius of the cone, and x was the radius of the cylinder. So it cannot be 0. So my only value of x is 2r upon 3. Now I will differentiate, I will mark this result as 3, the derivative of vx. Now again differentiating 3 with respect to x for finding the double derivative. So it will be pi h upon r. Now derivative of 2rx will be 2r because r is constant, and derivative of 3x square will be 6x. Now finding the value of double derivative at the point 2r upon 3. So it is pi h upon r 2r minus, substituting value of x here, which is 2r by 3. So this becomes 12r by 3, which is pi h upon r 2r minus 4r, which is minus 2 pi h r upon r, and which is finally minus 2 pi h. And students, you can clearly see that this is a negative quantity. So if double derivative at a particular point is negative, so therefore volume of cylinder which was inscribed in the cone is maximum at x is equal to 2r upon 3. So let us see again in the statement that what is the requirement of my question. So the question states, first of all, I have to show that height of the cylinder is 1/3 of the cone. First thing, I have to show that height of the cylinder is 1/3 of the cone. That means height of the cylinder is h. I have to show that y is equal to h upon 3. Y is equal to h upon 3. And then I have to show that greatest volume of the cylinder is 4 upon 27 pi h cube tangent square alpha. So that means now I have found value of x. So I will find value of y also. So now what is value of y? So value of y will be h upon r into r minus 2r by 3, which gives me the result h upon r. It is r by 3, which is equal to h by 3. So this is my part 1, proof of part 1. That is, मुझे बेटा what I had to prove, that height of the cylinder is 1/3 of height of the cone. Now second part is maximum volume of cylinder. So maximum volume will be equal to, now let us check where is the formula of volume. This is the expression of volume. So here I will be putting values of x. But it will be much better if I directly put the value of x and y both here. It will be simpler. So now what is my value of x? X is 2r by 3. So it is square of 2r by 3, because here it is x square. So it is 4r square upon 9. And what is the value of y? It is h upon 3. So now I will be getting, this will be 4 upon 27 pi, 4 upon 27 pi r square h. Now this will be equal to, now I will see again from here that what is the value of r. So beta, value of r is given by equation number 1, that is h tangent alpha. So simply I will substitute here. So it is 4 upon 27 pi h. Now value of r is h tangent alpha, and because it is r square, so it is whole square. So again simplifying, so it is 4 upon 27 pi h into h square, which will give me h cube into tangent square alpha. So this is my second result, which was required to be proved in question number 18th. Next, I am going to discuss with you some more important word problems of maxima, minima. This is example number 37, and this is also again a frequently asked question in board exams. So the statement is like this: if length of the three sides of a trapezium other than the base are equal to 10 centimeter. So students, if I take this trapezium A, B, C, D, now AB is the base. So I leave this base aside, and the length of the three sides is given to be 10 centimeter. Then I have to find the area of the trapezium when it is maximum. That is, I have to maximize the area of the trapezium. So now students, you must be remembering the formula of area of trapezium. So area of trapezium is given by half into sum of the parallel sides into height of the trapezium. Now this formula can also be stated as area of trapezium is equal to half into sum of the bases into height of the trapezium. So that means I have to find this base AB of the trapezium and height of the trapezium for finding the area. Now let me suppose that first of all I will draw DP perpendicular on AB and CQ perpendicular on AB. Now if I take AP as X, Now clearly my QB will also be equal to X, because this triangle APD will naturally be congruent to triangle BQC. This is by right triangle hypotenuse side rule. RHS is right triangle hypotenuse side criteria. How? Now these two are right angle triangles because I have drawn perpendiculars, right? Then students, this is the hypotenuse which is given to be 10. Again, this is the hypotenuse, this is given to be 10. And as they are distances between two parallel sides, DP and CQ, they are perpendicular distances between two parallel sides, so they will also be equal. So by RHS criteria, triangle APD is congruent to triangle BQC. So if I have taken AP is equal to X, then BQ will also be equal to X. Now I have to find height of the trapezium, that is DP or CQ. They will be same. So now in right triangle APD, by using Pythagoras theorem, DP square will be equal to AD square minus AP square. Now what is my AD? It is 10, and what is AP? It is X. So now DP will be equal to 100 minus X square root. So now area of trapezium ABCD will be equal to half into sum of the parallel sides into height, which becomes, now first parallel side is 10 and the second, which is AB, will be written as X plus 10 plus X. That means it is 2X plus 10. And height I have already calculated. Height is DP, which is root 100 minus X square. So now students, taking 2 common from the first factor, and 2 divided by 2 will be 1. So it will be 10 plus X into under root 100 minus X square. This is the area of the trapezium. So now again students, you can see that this question is involving root. So if it is involving root, I will take square on the both sides. So now what will be the area square? It will be equal to 10 plus X whole square into 100 minus X square, and I will mark it as AX. So my area function is AX, which is 10 plus X whole square into 100 minus X square. I will be marking it as result number 1. Now children, it is already in single variable X. So there is no need of converting it into the single variable. Now I am marking area function AX as result number 1. Now I am further simplifying it. 10 plus X whole square. Now factorize this expression also. So the factors of this expression will be 10 minus X into 10 plus X by using the formula that A square minus B square is equal to A minus B into A plus B. So it will be 10 plus X whole square into 10 plus X. It is 10 plus X whole cube into 10 minus X. Now differentiating this expression. Now I will be using product rule because it is the product of the two expressions. So first function as it is into derivative of second, which will be minus 1, plus second function as it is into derivative of first function, which will be 3 into 10 plus X whole square, and by chain rule into 1. So now again students, we can take 10 plus X whole square as common. As far as possible, we have to make the factors side by side. So 10 plus X whole square is common. So here it will be 10 plus X into minus 1, which becomes minus 10 minus X. Then plus, now 10 plus X whole square is common. So we are left with 10 minus X into 3. Which is 30 minus 3x. So I will be getting 10 plus X whole square into, it is 30 minus 10, it is 20, minus X minus 3x is 4x. So now this is my first derivative. I mark this as result number 2. Now I will put a dash x is equal to 0, which implies 10 plus x whole square into 20 minus 4x is 0, which implies either 10 plus x whole square is 0 or 20 minus 4x is 0, which give me the result that x is equal to minus 10 or x is equal to 5. So now students, I have to reject x is equal to minus 10 because what was my x? It was the length of the line segment AB, which cannot be negative. So we will reject this value because lengths can never be negative. So I will take x is equal to 5. Now again differentiating result number 2 with respect to x for finding the second derivative. So again I am taking product rule of derivative. So 10 plus x whole square as it is. Derivative of 20 minus 4x is minus 4 plus 20 minus 4x as it is, and derivative of this result will be 2 into 10 plus x into 1, which gives me, again I can take 10 plus x as common. Here it is 10 plus x and here it is 10 plus x. So here I will be left with minus 4 into 10 plus x, which will be minus 40 minus 4x, and again 10 plus x is common and I will be left with 20 minus 4x into 2, which is 40 minus 8x. So it is 10 plus x into, now 40 minus 40, this is 0, minus 4x in minus 8x is minus 12x. Now I will find this value at x is equal to 5. So 10 plus 5 into minus 12 into 5, which will be 15 into minus 60, and which will be minus 900. And clearly children, this is less than 0, which shows that area of trapezium is maximum. That is, area of trapezium is maximum when x is equal to 5. Now again let us find from the statement what is my requirement. So the required is find the area of the trapezium when it is maximum. So I have to find the maximum area. So students, now I will simply put my value of x in expression number 1, or you can say here, so that I will find area. So now what is my A5? So I am putting value here. It will be 10 plus 5 whole square into 100 minus 5 square, which will be equal to 15 square into 100 minus 25, 75. So which is giving me the result sorry students, actually this was the square of the area function. So we need not put value here. We will consider the original area. So the original area was 10 plus x into 100 minus x square. Actually, first of all, I was putting in this function. Actually, this was obtained after squaring the area. So we cannot put here for finding the area. So my original area function was this. So now here I will put 10x as 5. So it is 10 plus 5 into 100 minus 5 square. So it is 15 into root 75, which will be 15 into 5 into root 3, which gives me the result that area is 75 under root 3 centimeters square. So children, as I have committed this mistake, you must note that it is a commonly done mistake, because we immediately substitute the value of x here for finding the area. So you should be careful in your examinations. Children, now I am going to discuss with you example number 41. This is an Apache helicopter of enemy is flying along the curve given by y is equal to x square plus 7. A soldier placed at the point 37 wants to shoot down the helicopter when it is the nearest to him. Find the nearest distance. So students, I have chosen this question as it is quite different from the previously done questions, and this is important too. So let me suppose that this is the position of the helicopter AXY, and this is the position of the soldier B37. Now he wants to shoot down the helicopter when it comes nearest to him. That means this distance will be the smallest, AB distance, and they have written find the nearest distance also. That means simply I have to minimize this distance AP. So for minimizing the distance, I have to create a distance function. So now distance formula of joining two points in coordinate geometry is given by, it is x2 minus x1 whole square. So it is x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 7 whole square. So since it involves two variables, I will put value of y here. So it will be x minus 3 whole square, value of y from expression 1. This is given to me that y is equal to x square plus 7. So value of y is x square plus 7 minus 7 whole square. So AB becomes, it will be 7 minus 7 is 0. Expanding this whole square, x square plus 9 minus 6x plus x raised to power 4. So my AB will be now x4 plus x square minus 6x plus 9. Now students, it has been converted in single variable, but still a problem remains that now the function is involving square root. So as I have already told you, whenever we get a question involving square root, we should square this quantity. So squaring both sides, what will be my AB square? It will be x4 x square minus 6x plus 9. So now this will be my distance function, and I am denoting it by fx. So now I will apply second derivative test. So find derivative with respect to x. I mark this as result number. I will mark this as result number 2 and this as result number 3. So differentiating it is 4x cube 2x minus 6. Now I will put f dash x as 0, which implies 4x cube plus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now students, we have to make factors of this expression because I need to solve it. So what will be the factors? The factors will be, it is 2 into x minus 1 into, it is 2x square plus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. So I hope you must be remembering how to factorize a cubic. So for factorizing a cubic, what we do, we simply let me factorize it here. So my equation was 4x cube plus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0. First of all, I am taking 2 common. So it will be 2x cube plus x minus 3 is equal to 0. So beta, factorizing this expression, what we used to do, we just simply do it by inspection. That is, you must be remembering your factor theorem. I will put 1 here and I will check whether this becomes 0 or not when x is equal to 1. So it is 2 into 1 cube is 2 plus 1, 3, 3 minus 3. So for factorizing the cubic, what we do, we will first take 2 as the common. It will be 2x cube plus x minus 3. So first of all, I will find the first factor by inspection only. So if I put x is equal to 1 here, it will be 2 plus 1 minus 3, that is 0. That means this is satisfied by x is equal to 1. So x minus 1 will be the factor of this expression. Now for finding the second factor, what will I do? I will divide this expression by x minus 1. So dividing, and I will obtain that the second factor is 2x square plus 2x plus 3. That means this can be written as x minus 1 into 2x square plus 2x plus 3 equal to 0. So now f dash equal to 0 will give me this is equal to 0, which implies either x minus 1 is 0 or 2x square plus 2x plus 3 is 0. So from here I will be getting value of x is 1. Now this is a quadratic equation. So first of all I will find its discriminant. So discriminant is b square minus 4ac. So it will be 4 minus 24. This is a, this is c, which will be minus 20, which is negative. So therefore this equation will be giving me no real roots. So I will reject this. So my only value is x is equal to 1. Now again differentiating 4 with respect to x for finding the second derivative. So what will be my second derivative now? Now second derivative will be, it will be 12x square plus 2. It will be 12x square plus 2. So now finding the double derivative at x is equal to 1. So it will be 12 into 1 square plus 2, which will be 14, which is greater than 0. So therefore my distance AB will be minimum. And you remember what we wanted to do? We wanted to find the nearest distance, shortest distance will be minimum at x is equal to 1. Now what was the requirement of my question? My question stated find the nearest distance. So remember beta, what was my distance? Distance was this, AB equal to root x4 plus x square minus 6x plus 9. So I will substitute the value of x is equal to 1 in this expression. So therefore nearest distance will be equal to under root. It is x4 plus x square minus 6x plus 9. So which will be 1 raised to power 4, 1 square minus 6 into 1 plus 9. So which will be giving me the result. It is 2, 1 plus 1, 2 minus 6 plus 9. So it is 11 minus 6 root 5. So my final answer will be root 5 is the minimum distance between the soldier and the helicopter. So this is the nearest distance.